God says, "My child, listen carefully and stay with me till the very end, because something meaningful is unfolding around you right now, something that did not happen by accident." There was a phone call. It did not ring in your house. It rang in their family. A quiet moment, an ordinary day, voices lowered so no one else would hear, and yet your name found its way into that conversation. You were not meant to know. No one planned to tell you. But heaven has a way of bringing hidden things to light at the exact moment your heart is ready to understand them. Stay till the end, my child, because what I am revealing is not just about a house, not just about a family, but about your place in a future that is slowly, carefully being prepared. That phone call did not begin with your name. It began with a discussion about responsibility, about walls and roofs, about stability, about who truly belongs where. They spoke about the house as a symbol, not just a building made of stone and cement, but a foundation, a legacy, a place where truth eventually demands to stand. And in that conversation, when they reached a point where words became heavy and silence grew long, someone finally spoke your name. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But with weight. With seriousness. With a pause before and after, as if even saying your name required honesty. My child, do not scroll past this moment. Stay with me, because what was said about you carries more power than you realize. They did not speak your name casually. They spoke it because they could not avoid it anymore. You have been present in their thoughts longer than you think. Even when no messages were sent. Even when distance existed. Even when circumstances made it seem like you were not part of the picture. That phone call was proof that you were never truly absent. God says, my child, you have often wondered why certain things felt delayed, why clarity came slowly, why doors seemed half open and half closed at the same time. You felt moments where your heart sensed movement, yet nothing visibly changed. Understand this now, while you were waiting, conversations were happening without you. Decisions were being weighed. Opinions were shifting. In that family, there were different voices on that call. Some spoke from fear. Some spoke from tradition. Some spoke from old thinking. But one voice spoke with unexpected calm and said your name in a way that changed the tone of the entire conversation. When your name was mentioned, the energy shifted. The discussion about the house became deeper. It was no longer just about property. It became about values. About who brings peace, not chaos. About who builds, not divides. About who carries patience, not pressure. My child, stay till the end, because this is important. Your name was not mentioned as a problem. It was mentioned as a consideration. As a possibility. As a future that could not be ignored anymore. You have been misunderstood before, and you have been underestimated. But in that moment, your presence carried weight without you saying a single word. That is how I work. I speak for you in rooms you have never entered. God says, my child, there was hesitation in that phone call too. Let me be honest with you, because truth brings peace. Not everyone on that call was ready. Some voices questioned timing. Some questioned readiness. Some questioned change. But even those voices could not deny one thing: whenever your name came up, there was no accusation, no anger, no disrespect. There was silence. And silence is powerful. Silence means reflection. Silence means impact. Silence means the heart is processing something it cannot dismiss. The house they were talking about represents more than space. It represents stability, future, belonging, and continuity. And somehow, through divine alignment, your name became connected to that idea. My child, do not underestimate this moment. Stay till the end, because I want you to understand that even when you felt invisible, you were being discussed with seriousness. You were being evaluated not by gossip, but by character. By consistency. By the way you have carried yourself even when no one was watching. That phone call was not loud, but it was significant. It planted seeds that cannot be uprooted easily. God says, my child, you have learned to stay quiet, to be patient, to not force outcomes. You chose growth over drama, self-control over reaction, faith over fear. And now you see why. Because when your name entered that conversation, it carried the echo of your choices. They spoke about how you handle situations. About how you do not rush into conflict. About how you respect boundaries. About how you bring a sense of calm instead of confusion. Someone on that call said, this is not just about a house. This is about the future. And when that sentence was spoken, your name followed. My child, stay till the end, because this is where many people misunderstand divine timing. They think progress must be visible to be real. But real shifts often begin in unseen conversations, in private phone calls, in moments you will never witness. What matters is not who speaks the loudest, but whose name changes the atmosphere when it is spoken. Yours did. God says, my child, I know you have questioned yourself. You have asked if you are doing enough, if you are being enough, if waiting is worth it. Hear me clearly now. That phone call was confirmation, not coincidence. You did not imagine the pull you felt in your spirit. You did not imagine the sense that something was aligning behind the scenes. When they spoke about the house, they spoke about responsibility. When they spoke about responsibility, they spoke about maturity. When they spoke about maturity, your name naturally surfaced. This is not about ego. This is about readiness. This is about alignment. Stay till the end, because what I want you to take from this is peace, not impatience. The conversation did not end with a final decision. But it ended with respect. And respect is the foundation upon which everything lasting is built. God says, my child, there are things you are not meant to rush into, because they require hearts to catch up with destiny. That family is processing change. Change always brings questions. But your name being mentioned means you are already part of the equation. You are no longer an afterthought. You are no longer outside the discussion. Even if no one has told you directly, heaven has allowed you to sense it so you do not lose hope or doubt your path. Stay till the end, because I want you to understand this deeply. The house symbolizes security, and security requires trust. Trust cannot be faked. It cannot be forced. It grows quietly, just like this moment. God says, my child, do not reach out impulsively. Do not try to confirm what you already feel. Let things unfold naturally. Let heart settle. Let clarity rise without pressure. The phone call served its purpose. It opened a door in thought, not action yet. And that is enough for now. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being considered with seriousness and care. That is why I ask you to remain grounded, to stay kind, to continue being who you are without trying to prove anything. Stay till the end, because patience right now protects what is being built. God says, my child, there will come a moment when words spoken in private will slowly reflect in behavior. You will notice subtle changes. A shift in tone. A new openness. A calmer approach. Do not rush to label it. Just observe. Just remain steady. The same God who allowed your name to be spoken in that conversation is guiding every step that follows. This is not about winning. This is about alignment. And alignment never arrives with noise, it arrives with certainty. God says, my child, remember this always, when your name is spoken in rooms you are not present in, and it is spoken with respect, the foundation is already strong. You do not need to chase what is already being drawn toward you by purpose. Stay with me. Stay patient. Stay true. Stay till the end of this season. Something meaningful is forming, and when the time is right, what began as a phone call will turn into clarity, and clarity will turn into stability, and stability will feel like peace. Amen. God says, my child, stay with me a little longer and do not let your attention drift, because what is unfolding now goes deeper than what you have already heard. That phone call was only the beginning. After it ended, silence filled the room, but it was not empty silence. It was the kind of silence where thoughts keep moving, where hearts replay words again and again. Someone on that call sat quietly afterward, holding the phone, staring at nothing, because once your name was spoken, it could not be unheard. My child, stay till the end, because even when conversations end, their impact continues. You may not see it, but minds are revisiting moments, memories, and impressions connected to you. People are asking themselves questions they had avoided before. And those questions are slowly reshaping their understanding of where you stand in their future. God says, my child, there are times when I allow you to feel a gentle restlessness in your spirit, not to disturb you, but to alert you that something is shifting. You may have felt it recently. A quiet pull. A sense that something important is happening behind the scenes. That feeling was not random. It was connected to that discussion about the house. The house, my child, represents more than shelter. It represents permanence. It represents a decision that cannot be undone easily. That is why your name being mentioned there matters so much. It means they are no longer thinking in short terms. They are thinking in futures. Stay with me, because this is where patience becomes your strength. God says, my child, you have been tested in silence. You have learned how to wait without complaining, how to hold your emotions without exploding, how to trust even when explanations were missing. And now, those very qualities are being recognized. Someone on that call said, they bring stability. They did not say it loudly. They did not argue for it. They simply stated it as truth. And no one disagreed. My child, understand this: when truth is spoken and no one challenges it, it has already won. Stay till the end, because this recognition is not loud, but it is lasting. God says, my child, there was also concern on that call, but not about you. The concern was about change. About how things would look. About how others would react. And that tells you something important. It tells you that the hesitation is not rooted in doubt about your character, but in fear of transition. Fear always appears when growth is near. Stay with me, because fear will not have the final word. Peace will. And you are connected to peace in ways you may not fully see yet. God says, my child, do not measure progress by messages or meetings alone. Sometimes progress is a shift in respect. Sometimes it is a softened tone when your name is mentioned. Sometimes it is a pause where there used to be dismissal. These are signs of movement. And movement, even slow movement, is still movement. Stay till the end, because I want you to remain steady while others are still processing. Your calm will speak louder than any explanation you could give. God says, my child, you have been protected from knowing too much too soon. If you had heard every detail of that call, it might have stirred impatience or fear. That is why I revealed only what you needed to know, that your name was spoken with seriousness and respect. That is enough. Let the rest unfold naturally. Stay with me, because trust is built step by step, not all at once. God says, my child, there will be moments when you feel tempted to overthink, to replay scenarios in your mind, to imagine outcomes. Gently release those thoughts. They are not meant to be carried right now. Your role in this season is not to analyze, but to remain aligned. Alignment attracts clarity without effort. Stay till the end, because when the timing is right, you will not need to force anything. Doors will open because hearts are already prepared. God says, my child, remember how far you have come. Remember the version of you that once felt overlooked, uncertain, and unseen. That version endured so this version could stand calmly while unseen conversations worked in your favor. Do not doubt the journey now. Stay with me, because this is the season where inner peace becomes visible to others, even when you are not present. God says, my child, someone from that family will soon look at you differently. Not with curiosity, but with recognition. Not with questions, but with understanding. You may sense it in their energy before you hear it in words. Do not rush it. Let it arrive naturally. Stay till the end, because rushed connections lack depth, but steady ones create foundations. God says, my child, the house they discussed symbolizes roots. And roots take time to grow. But once they are strong, they hold everything upright. You are being considered because you have shown that you can build roots without shaking the ground. That is rare. That is valuable. Stay with me, because value does not announce itself, it reveals itself over time. God says, my child, continue living with integrity. Continue choosing kindness even when it is not noticed. Continue being patient even when answers feel delayed. The same God who orchestrated that phone call is guiding every step ahead. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is accidental. Stay till the end of this message and hold this truth in your heart: what begins in quiet alignment ends in visible stability. God says, my child, when the time comes for clarity to reach you directly, it will feel natural, not forced. It will feel calm, not chaotic. And you will look back at this moment and realize that everything was unfolding exactly as it should. Until then, remain grounded. Remain open. Remain faithful. Stay till the end of the process, because what is being built is meant to last. God says, my child, rest now and trust. Rest in knowing that your name carries weight even in rooms you have never entered. Rest in the peace that comes from alignment with purpose. And remember, I am always working for you, even when you cannot see it. Amen. God says, my child, stay present with these words and do not allow your mind to wander, because what I am speaking now is meant to steady you, not rush you. There are layers to what is happening, and you are being invited to understand them slowly, with clarity and peace. After that phone call, something subtle began to change in the way they think about the future. Not dramatically. Not overnight. But in the quiet spaces where truth grows. You were not part of the conversation by chance. You were part of it because your energy, your consistency, and your character have already entered that family's awareness. Even when your name is not spoken out loud again, it lingers. It sits in thought. It influences perception. Stay till the end, my child, because many things that matter most are not announced, they are realized over time. God says, my child, there is a reason I allowed you to sense this moment instead of hearing it directly. You are learning how to trust without proof, how to remain calm without confirmation. This season is shaping your inner strength. While others are still discussing and weighing options, you are being refined in patience. That is not weakness. That is preparation. You do not need to chase clarity. Clarity is slowly moving toward you. Stay with me, because when things are meant for you, they arrive without force. God says, my child, there are people in that family who are revisiting old assumptions. They are questioning stories they once told themselves. They are realizing that what they feared was not reality, and what they overlooked carried value. This does not happen often. When it does, it signals growth. And growth always begins internally. You may never hear about these moments directly, but their effects will be felt. Stay till the end, because understanding this will keep you from reacting prematurely. God says, my child, you have been learning to be content without control. You have been practicing faith in moments where answers were delayed. This has not gone unnoticed. When they spoke about the house, they spoke about who brings steadiness, who can hold space without creating tension. Your name came into that space because you embody calm. Calm is rare in a world that thrives on urgency. Calm creates safety. Safety builds futures. Stay with me, because you are aligned with something deeper than timing. you are aligned with purpose. God says, my child, there will be moments when your heart feels eager, when you wonder how much longer things will remain unspoken. In those moments, breathe. Remember that what is forming now needs time to settle fully. Rushed decisions crumble easily. Thoughtful ones endure. The conversation about the house was thoughtful. It carried weight. It carried seriousness. And seriousness takes time to mature into action. Stay till the end, because patience right now is not delay, it is protection. God says, my child, you are not being tested to see how much you can endure. You are being prepared to receive without losing your balance. That is why you are being asked to stay grounded. To continue living your life fully. To not pause your growth while waiting for answers. The right outcomes meet you when you are whole, not when you are waiting. Stay with me, because wholeness attracts alignment naturally. God says, my child, there is someone from that family who will soon begin to observe you more closely. Not to judge, but to understand. They will notice how you speak, how you listen, how you respond to uncertainty. Let them see you as you are. Do not perform. Do not explain. Authenticity always reveals itself in time. Stay till the end, because truth does not need defense. God says, my child, you may feel moments of quiet reassurance, as if something is holding you steady from within. That is not imagination. That is peace settling into place. Peace arrives before answers do, to prepare you for them. If you had received clarity without peace, it might have overwhelmed you. But now, you are being anchored first. Stay with me, because anchored hearts receive blessings gently. God says, my child, do not compare your journey to others. Their timelines, their stories, their outcomes are not yours. What is unfolding for you is unique, and uniqueness requires careful handling. The house they discussed symbolizes longevity. Longevity requires wisdom. And wisdom grows slowly. Stay till the end, because slow growth creates strong foundations. God says, my child, there will come a moment when things shift from discussion to action. You will feel it before you see it. A change in communication. A new openness. A different energy. Do not rush to define it. Simply remain present. The same calm that brought your name into that conversation will guide the next steps. Stay with me, because alignment unfolds naturally when you do not interfere with it. God says, my child, you are not behind. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you need to be. While others are still deciding, you are becoming. Becoming ready. Becoming stable. Becoming secure within yourself. That inner security is what others sense, even when they cannot name it. Stay till the end, because self-assurance attracts respect effortlessly. God says, my child, continue choosing grace over reaction. Continue choosing patience over pressure. Continue trusting that unseen work is still work. The phone call was unseen by you, but it mattered. Many of the most important shifts happen this way. Quietly. Privately. Effectively. Stay with me, because you are learning to value substance over spectacle. God says, my child, there is nothing you need to fix right now. Nothing you need to prove. Nothing you need to rush. Your role is to remain aligned with who you are becoming. When the right moment arrives, it will feel natural, not forced. Calm, not chaotic. Clear, not confusing. Stay till the end, because what is meant for you will recognize you without effort. God says, my child, trust that the same wisdom guiding their conversations is guiding your path. You are not separate from what is unfolding. You are part of it, even now. Let peace lead you. Let patience protect you. Let faith steady you. Stay with me through this season, because what begins quietly often ends beautifully. God says, my child, rest in this knowing tonight and every night. Your name carries meaning. Your presence carries weight. Your future is being shaped with care. And when the time is right, you will understand why everything unfolded exactly as it did. Until then, remain steady. Remain open. Remain faithful. Amen. God says, my child, stay with these words a little longer and do not let impatience steal your peace, because what I am unfolding now is meant to anchor you, not excite you briefly and leave you empty. There are seasons where movement is loud, and there are seasons where movement is quiet but deep. You are in the second kind. After that phone call, there were no immediate actions, no sudden announcements, no visible changes. And yet, something irreversible shifted. Once a thought crosses the heart with truth, it cannot return to ignorance. Your name crossed that threshold. Stay till the end, my child, because understanding this will keep you calm when your mind tries to rush ahead. God says, my child, people often think destiny announces itself with noise. But destiny usually whispers first. It tests the ground. It checks readiness. It watches reactions. In that family, after your name was mentioned, people began paying attention to different details. Small things. Tone of voice. Behavior patterns. How situations are handled. You may not realize it, but you are already being observed through the lens of respect. And when observation replaces assumption, progress has already begun. Stay with me, because patience now preserves what is forming. God says, my child, there are moments when you will feel a sudden calm wash over you without explanation. That calm is not accidental. It is confirmation without details. It is assurance without proof. It is my way of telling you that you do not need to interfere with what I am arranging. Let things unfold. Let hearts arrive at understanding in their own time. Stay till the end, because forced clarity creates resistance, but gentle clarity creates agreement. God says, my child, you have carried yourself with restraint even when you had every reason to react. You chose dignity when others chose noise. You chose silence when others chose pressure. Those choices did not go unnoticed. In fact, they are part of why your name carried weight in that conversation. They were not discussing fantasy. They were discussing reality. And reality recognizes consistency. Stay with me, because consistency builds trust without effort. God says, my child, there may be moments when doubt tries to creep in, whispering that nothing is happening, that you imagine the shift, that you are waiting for something that may never arrive. When those thoughts appear, do not fight them aggressively. Simply return to peace. Doubt loses power in calm environments. Stay till the end, because calm is your shield in this season. God says, my child, you are being spared from unnecessary emotional highs and lows. If everything unfolded quickly, it might overwhelm you. Instead, I am allowing stability to grow first. Stability is quiet. It does not rush. It does not demand attention. But when it arrives fully, it holds everything in place. The house they spoke about symbolizes this exact principle. A structure that must stand for years cannot be rushed in its foundation. Stay with me, because you are being associated with something meant to last. God says, my child, someone from that family is beginning to speak your name differently, even when you are not present. There is less uncertainty now. More thoughtfulness. More care. They may not say much, but their silence is no longer dismissive, it is reflective. Reflection leads to understanding. Understanding leads to acceptance. Stay till the end, because acceptance cannot be forced, only grown. God says, my child, continue living your life fully. Do not pause your joy. Do not shrink your light. Do not hold back your growth while waiting for outcomes. What is meant to align with you will meet you in motion, not in stagnation. Stay with me, because movement with peace attracts alignment naturally. God says, my child, remember that not everything meaningful needs to be dramatic. Some of the most important decisions are made quietly, in ordinary moments, through simple conversations. That phone call may seem small to the world, but it was significant in spirit. It set things in motion that will reveal themselves in time. Stay till the end, because time is not your enemy here, it is your ally. God says, my child, you are learning how to trust without seeing, how to remain grounded without guarantees. This is not punishment. This is preparation. When clarity does arrive, you will receive it without losing your balance, because you have already learned how to stand steady in uncertainty. Stay with me, because steady hearts handle blessings well. God says, my child, there will be a moment when you look back and realize that this quiet season was shaping your strength. You will understand why answers came slowly, why confirmation arrived gently, why progress was subtle. It was to protect you. It was to protect what is forming. Stay till the end, because protection often disguises itself as delay. God says, my child, do not compare what you are experiencing with others. Their journeys are louder, but yours is deeper. Depth takes time. Depth creates resilience. Depth sustains peace. You are being built for depth. Stay with me, because shallow foundations collapse under pressure, but deep ones endure. God says, my child, there is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to chase, nothing you need to control. Your role is to remain aligned, patient, and true. When the right moment arrives, it will feel calm, not rushed. Natural, not forced. Clear, not confusing. Stay till the end, because clarity that arrives peacefully stays permanently. God says, my child, trust that unseen conversations are still part of your story. Trust that quiet shifts are still progress. Trust that respect spoken in private will eventually reflect in action. Everything is unfolding in order. Stay with me, because I am guiding both sides of this path with wisdom and care. God says, my child, rest tonight knowing that your name carries meaning beyond your awareness. Your presence carries stability beyond your effort. Your future is being shaped thoughtfully, not impulsively. And when the time comes, what began as a simple phone call will make sense as a turning point you did not need to witness to be real. Until then, remain calm. Remain faithful. Remain open. I am with you always. Amen. God says, my child, remain here with these words and do not let your heart grow restless, because this season is not asking you to wait blindly, it is teaching you how to stand firmly even when outcomes are still forming. There is a reason nothing has been rushed. There is a reason clarity is arriving in layers instead of all at once. You are being prepared to receive what is coming with wisdom, not urgency. After that phone call, there were moments when certain family members replayed the discussion in their minds late at night, when distractions faded and honesty surfaced. In those moments, your name carried a calm weight. Not excitement. Not confusion. Calm certainty. And calm certainty always outlives loud opinions. Stay till the end, my child, because understanding this will protect you from impatience. God says, my child, you may not realize it, but people often decide who they trust long before they decide what they will say. Trust forms quietly. It forms when someone notices how you respond under pressure, how you remain respectful when misunderstood, how you do not demand space but naturally create it. Those observations are happening now. That family is beginning to associate your presence with balance. And balance is something every lasting future requires. Stay with me, because futures are not built on impulse, they are built on stability. God says, my child, there were questions raised after that call ended. Questions not spoken aloud, but felt. Questions like, why does their presence feel steady? Why does their name bring calm instead of tension? Why do we feel the need to think carefully when they are mentioned? These questions are not threats. They are gateways to understanding. And understanding opens doors that force never can. Stay till the end, because doors open gently stay open longer. God says, my child, I know there are moments when your mind tries to fill in gaps with imagination. You replay scenarios. You wonder who said what. You wonder how strongly your name was defended or questioned. Release those thoughts. You do not need to know every detail to trust the direction. Sometimes knowing less keeps you aligned better. Stay with me, because peace grows when curiosity rests. God says, my child, your patience is not being tested to see if you can endure discomfort. It is being shaped so that when responsibility arrives, you can carry it without strain. Responsibility connected to homes, families, and futures requires emotional maturity. And you have been growing in that maturity quietly. That growth is now being sensed by others, even if they cannot explain why. Stay till the end, because maturity speaks without words. God says, "My child, there will be moments ahead when you feel a subtle invitation toward deeper connection. Not dramatic gestures. Not overwhelming declarations. Just small openings. Small shifts. A different tone. A gentler approach. Do not rush to label these moments. Let them breathe. Let them grow naturally. Rushed interpretation can interrupt natural flow. Stay with me, because flow creates harmony. God says, "My child, someone in that family has begun to imagine future scenarios differently than before. They are picturing outcomes that include peace instead of control, cooperation instead of conflict. And in those quiet imaginings, your presence feels compatible, not disruptive. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. Stay till the end, because alignment is stronger than approval. God says, "My child, continue choosing grace in how you live your daily life." Grace is noticed more than perfection. Grace makes people feel safe. And safety is the soil where trust grows. You are planting seeds simply by being consistent, kind, and grounded. Those seeds are already taking root. Stay with me, because roots grow unseen before anything appears above ground. God says, "My child, you are not meant to put your life on pause while waiting for clarity. Continue building yourself. Continue learning. Continue nurturing your peace. What is meant to merge with your life will meet you while you are whole, not while you are waiting. Stay till the end, because wholeness attracts stability." God says, "My child, there may be a moment when you are tempted to seek reassurance from others. Resist that urge gently. External reassurance fades quickly. Inner assurance sustains you. You already carry what you need to remain steady. Trust that. Stay with me, because self-trust aligns you with divine timing. God says, "My child, the conversation about the house symbolized something deeper, belonging. And belonging cannot be forced or negotiated. It is felt. It is recognized. It is acknowledged naturally." Your name being mentioned in that context means you are already being associated with belonging, even if nothing has been spoken directly to you yet. Stay till the end, because belonging reveals itself gradually. God says, "My child, you are being protected from unnecessary emotional turbulence. If everything unfolded too quickly, it might disturb the peace you have worked so hard to cultivate. Instead, things are unfolding gently, allowing you to remain centered. That peace is not fragile. It is being strengthened. Stay with me, because strong peace sustains lasting connections. God says, "My child, remember that what is meant to last often grows slowly. Quick outcomes satisfy curiosity. Slow outcomes build foundations. You are not being delayed. You are being aligned. Stay till the end, because alignment always feels calm, not anxious." God says, "My child, trust that when clarity arrives, it will not shock you. It will feel familiar. It will feel right. It will feel like something that has been forming quietly all along. Until then, remain patient. Remain open. Remain grounded. I am guiding every unseen conversation, every silent reflection, every thoughtful pause. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being considered with care. God says, "My child, let this truth settle into your heart now. What is unfolding does not require your intervention, only your faith. Stay steady. Stay peaceful. Stay true to who you are becoming." What began as a simple phone call is part of a greater alignment, one that will reveal itself when all hearts are ready. Until that moment, rest in trust. I am with you. Amen. God says, "My child." God says, "My child, this is the final reassurance I want to place gently into your heart, so listen slowly and let every word settle. What is happening around you is not unfinished business, it is carefully timed alignment. That phone call, that mention of your name, that quiet pause afterward, it was not meant to pull you into anxiety. It was meant to anchor you in trust. You are not standing on uncertainty, you are standing on preparation. God says, "My child, there are things that only move forward when peace leads them." If chaos had surrounded this moment, it would not last. But because calm surrounds it, because thoughtfulness surrounds it, because maturity surrounds it, what comes next will be steady. Do not mistake silence for lack of progress. Silence is often the sign that people are thinking seriously, not emotionally. And seriousness always precedes commitment. God says, "My child, you have already done your part. You showed patience when it was hard. You showed restraint when reaction would have been easier. You showed integrity even when no one promised you anything in return. That is why your name carries weight now. That is why it was spoken carefully. You are not being evaluated for potential anymore, you are being recognized for consistency." God says, "My child, there is nothing you need to chase after this message ends. No action you need to force. No proof you need to demand. The right outcomes move toward those who remain grounded. Let others complete their understanding. Let hearts finish processing. What is real does not need to be rushed." God says, "My child, the next shift will not come as noise. It will come as clarity. You will notice it in behavior before words. In openness before explanation. In calm before confirmation. When it happens, you will not feel surprised, you will feel ready." God says, "My child, carry this peace with you now. Carry it into your days and nights. Trust that unseen conversations are still working in your favor. Trust that what is forming is protected because it is growing slowly. And trust that your future is not being decided impulsively, but wisely." God says, "My child, stay steady. Stay kind. Stay patient." This chapter is closing gently, and the next one will open with understanding. What was whispered in private will eventually reflect in reality. Until then, rest in faith. I am guiding this path with care. Amen.